the agonizing wait for the body of a loved one. This is the family of Ehab al-Wazni, a well-known organizer in Iraq's anti-government protest movement. He was shot dead the night before, just outside his home in Iraq's southern city of Karbala. Ehab's mother told Al Jazeera he had received numerous threats from paramilitary groups backed by Iran.
The militias are everywhere in the streets. They have a list which includes the names of all the activists. They will kill them one by one. Today they killed my son, and soon they'll kill another.
The funeral procession arrived in the scorching afternoon heat, their religious oaths punctuated with desperate cries for survival. "The parties are killing us," screamed the men who once stood by Ehab's side in Karbala's protest squares demanding change. But is anyone listening? Inside, Ehab's family said their final goodbye, their anger directed at both the killers and the government, who failed to protect him.
We don't trust the government, and we don't trust this political process. If there's to be justice, there should be an international investigation.
Ehab is one of 34 activists assassinated since protests first began in October 2019, according to Iraq's Human Rights Commission. A third were killed after a new government was formed in May 2020, promising to end impunity.
When Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhumi came to power almost a year ago, he promised to rein in armed groups that acted outside of the state's control and to bring those responsible for the deaths of protesters and activists to account. But only a handful of arrests have been made and no one has been convicted.
And so the killings and the funerals go on. The protesters drove Ehab's body to Karbala's central square, once packed with crowds rallying for a cause. But after the movement crumbled amid brutal repression, they mostly just gathered to mourn those they lost. Few here dared to speak on camera in fear they might be next. Some expect violence to further flare ahead of October elections.
These assassinations don't come out of nowhere, they are organised. It's linked to the elections that have been set for next October, and all these politicians are scared and think that October protesters will compete for their power to bring about change. That's why they're targeting the activists, and today Ehab paid the price.
The Prime Minister promised justice and ordered an inquiry, but none of these investigations have borne fruit in the past, leaving little hope for accountability in the future. Simona, Foltyn, Al Jazeera, Karbala.